Okay, the other day I had a problem with my air conditioner. The thermostat in the house was set to 79 degrees, and I noticed that one day the system was on and the temperature in the house was 82. So it wasn't keeping the house cool, and I knew there was a problem with something out here. So I came out to my condenser unit and I heard it switch on whenever the temperature got higher than the thermostat setting. When it turned on, I heard the motor trying to spin, but it wouldn't spin. It would just move a few inches, and that was it. I took a screwdriver and I put it inside and I pushed the fan, and then the fan began to spin. So I knew there was some kind of a problem, whether it could be a weak motor or it could have been some electrical problem. So then I went online and did some searching, and I found that there's two capacitors in the system. There's one called a start capacitor, one called a run capacitor. The run capacitor is right here, and the start capacitor is here. And basically what they are is they're like batteries. They store power. And what I did was I disconnected the system. The first thing you want to do is you want to pull the fuse. Turn off all the power. So the fuse here, you pull the fuse, but just because you pull the fuse doesn't mean that there's no power. These capacitors store a lot of high energy, so you have to drain them. And the way you drain these capacitors is you just take a screwdriver, make sure the handle is insulated, and you put it across the terminals, hold it for 4 or 5 seconds, and that should drain all the energy out of the capacitor. You can get shocked if you touched it before draining it. So you want to make sure you drain the capacitors. And next what I did was I checked the capacitance. I checked the with a multimeter. I checked the microfarad rating value of these capacitors, and when I measured the first one, I got a very small number. It's supposed to be a 5 microfarad capacitor. When I measured it, it was registering at something like a 0.6, so I knew that was bad. And I replaced it, connected the leads. Again, make sure you drain the voltage out of the capacitor first using a screwdriver. Touch both terminals together with the metal part and make sure the handle is insulated. It'll drain the energy from the capacitor, and you can pull the wires out and reconnect the same way. Once I did that, I measured the capacitance of the new capacitor, and it came out to be around 5, which is what it should be. Connected the system back up again and went inside. Noticed that once the temperature gets above 79, which is where I have my thermostat set, it turns on. The fan spins right away. It doesn't lag like it used to. So now the system is working just fine, and all it was switching out one capacitor. I measured the capacitance of this larger one here, and it measured out as 45 microfarads, which is the correct rating for that one. So I didn't need to change that one. So I'm just changing the one, and it was probably just, I don't remember the cost of it, but probably just a few dollars for this one down here. So then I'll put the cover back on once I can confirm everything's working fine, and I should be good to go.